Trying to fix my phone so it's not so crooked. Give everybody a few minutes. I think I'm a little early. I need a new tripod. Hi, Jelly Bean from California. Nice to see you here tonight on a Saturday night. Still bright outside. How are you tonight? I think I'm going to go get my reading glasses. Sorry. I went to go get my reading glasses. Hi, Angie. Hi. You know what? Let me turn on the light here. Hi, Noor. Hi, Selena. Tracy. Violet and Roses. Oh, that's nice. And Barb from Massachusetts. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to wait just a few more minutes for some people so I don't have to repeat myself, if you know what I mean. Sorry I look so bad I didn't even put on makeup. I did have makeup today because I went into Gare de Lyon to meet some people that had asked me to come and have coffee with them. So I did that. And how are you? I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. I may not have my moderator right now. She's kind of doing something. I lived in Pasadena, Texas, but I've been to Pasadena, California. What do you mean? What shoes am I wearing? You mean in my Max? You mean in my videos, Vivayas? So for those of you that right now are trolling, I am reporting you and having you removed. It's going to just take longer for my video because my moderator's not here tonight. So it's just going to take longer. Excuse me. Thank you, Nora. I appreciate it. Oh, I just found something. I can put timer. I can put the person in time out for 30 minutes. Woohoo! I can do that. Yay. Thank you. Hope you're feeling better. Facebook can be too much. Well, I'm going to talk to you about that. Thank you for letting me know, Jay, that you like my videos and that you're from Oregon. That's a nice place to be, I think. Okay, so this started on Monday. And I was doing a video and I started talking about missing Jen. And I said, you know what? I'm not sure if I want to stay in France anymore. I think I might want to move. And I was doing it as a video because those were exactly my feelings. And I was telling everyone that I was feeling rather blah. And I wasn't feeling hi from Simi Valley. Uh, and so I was feeling kind of blah, but I didn't think anything of it. You know, we all have blah days. And I thought I need to do my Pilates today. And Max and I got out and walked during and I even say this in my video that we walked several times that day and I got out and I didn't think anything of it. I slept okay that night. And then I had some people that came from Canada, and another lady was from Arkansas, and they wanted to have coffee with me. So I went to the hotel and I had coffee with them. And thank you from Scotland. Yes, I was alive during the Vietnam War. My first husband did 2 tours in Vietnam. Yes. Hi, Jasmine. So anyway, I went to see them on Wednesday. And everything was fine. They were the most lovely, lovely, lovely people. And the lady from Arkansas was a little late, and I'm not saying their names because I don't want to. No, we did 2 tours in Vietnam, the Vietnam War. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about what I want to, and I'm not going to pay any attention. My moderator's not here, so I'm kind of like just going to talk. I'm not going to pay any attention to people, and you don't pay any attention to them either. So anyway, the next day, I didn't pay any attention to anyone. You know, I just went and I had fun, and all of a sudden, I was talking to them, and all of a sudden, I just felt this anxiety come over me, and I thought, what's going on? And I thought, well, I'd had a protein drink, so I didn't think it was my blood sugar. And come here, Max. Come here. Come here, Maxie. Come on. Come here. And I didn't think it was my blood sugar or anything, but all of a sudden I had the biggest panic attack that I've had probably in 10 years. It was the scariest thing. I remember telling everybody I've got to go, I've got things I've got to do, and I was smiling and graciously telling everyone I needed to go. And I went to a boulangerie, and I had just picked up a little quiche about that big, and I started eating on it like ravenous, like I haven't eaten in days. And I thought, okay, so I've got low blood sugar. Well, for some reason, low blood sugar kicks in panic attack, which I thought, okay, I'm going to throw up or I'm going to pass out, one or the other. And then I thought, oh, I don't have the money for an Uber, but I've got to do it. I don't want to use the money for an Uber, but I've got to do it. So I got an Uber and they got me home, and I got home and I finished my food and drank a ton of water. And I didn't even like what I was eating, but I was just shoveling food down my face. And so I was here in Fontainebleau when it happened, thank God, and I could get home. But I remember texting everybody saying, I'm sorry I had to leave so early. I was having a panic attack, blah, blah, blah. Max is moving the tripod. And so, anyway, so I got home and I ate and all of that. It's the first time I've really had to take my really anxiety. Sometimes I'll take a little quarter of one time, sometimes I'll take a half, but I plopped a whole one in my mouth. And I mean, I broke out in sweat and, you know, just the stress of everything. And I leaned up on the pillow, and I mean, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. It was the first time I'd ever had a full blown panic attack, I bet you, in 10 years. Now, I've always had anxiety, but I've never had a, you know, full-blown panic attack in years. And I don't know if any of you've ever had panic attacks or if you know what they are. I know a friend of mine says, oh, people are just mentally ill when they have, well, I don't care whether you call me mentally ill or not. I was freaking sick. And so I decided that I'm so ahead on my videos that the next day I just stayed in bed and took care of myself. I just stayed in bed and I took care of myself and just kind of slept all day and watched movies that I wanted to watch, and I can't watch anything that isn't happy. Now, the week before, my daughter was telling me that she was going through something traumatic about when her dad died. And I wanted to watch what she had seen on TV that triggered it. So I watched that. So I don't know if that's behind it. I don't know if this girlfriend's getaway is behind it. Because, you know, we gave a certain number for this girlfriend's getaway. Well, what's happened is when we quoted them, when we took out so much money for the room and then for the other things that we were going to provide for them, the room now, because of the US dollar and the bad euro or whatever you want to call it, has now jumped up $350 to $400. Well, I can't afford that. I just don't have that. So I had to stress out and try to find somebody that would loan me money. And it's just been stressful. And it's not the videos. I know people say, stop doing videos. I love doing videos. That's really where I vent, you know, doing videos. But I did take yesterday off. I ate a lot better yesterday, and then I went on a diet. I hated everybody on Monday because I went on a sugar diet. Then Tuesday I liked them a little bit better. Then Wednesday I liked them even more better, and then Saturday I liked everybody. But I did rest, and even today I went to Gare de Lyon to have breakfast with some people. And as soon as I got home, I ate lunch, and I laid down. And so for the next few days, I'm not doing anything. I'm just laying down. I'm way ahead on my videos, so I'm not going to worry about that. But this has just really blown me away. And nothing makes me stress out more than not having money and promising someone something and not having the money for it. Because we should have charged more, but I was so wanting to charge less because I wanted people to be able to afford it. So that's one reason why I said no more. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to be responsible for this anymore. I don't want to pay these bills. I have enough issue with my money, and I am quite comfortable with what I make during the month. I can buy what I want to buy, not buy what I want to buy, plan on a vacation if I want to plan on a vacation, etc., etc. But this has just blown me. I take vitamin B, I take vitamin A, I take all the good vitamins. I am doing self-care. I should have done that, but I just didn't think about it. It was my first time to do this. And so it's more the money. It's not necessarily the videos, it's more the money. In fact, last night my video came out, and normally I'm up at midnight when my videos come out, or 9 o'clock, or whenever my videos come out. I'm trying to play with Max so he'll be quiet. I'm up seeing who's watching, how did it go, and all that. Last night I just slept through it. I didn't care. I mean, I cared, but I could find out in the morning. Care. You know what? That's what I mean. Oh, thank you so much. I turned 18 this year. Can you give me some? So that's what's been going on with me, and it isn't that, you know, but I really am thinking about possibly going home back to the States. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know how or anything else, but I've really been feeling down about going back to the United States, and maybe that's what I need, you know. I don't want to, there's every bone in my being says no, you don't want to, but then there's my heart and my soul. I miss my daughter so much that I'm thinking maybe I should. Maybe if I had lots of money, I could go back and see her every 2 months. But I'm like the majority of you. I don't have a lot of money. Um, but what I will tell you is I'm not going on Facebook anymore. I will post my videos on Facebook if people want to watch them, and I will post videos that I do on Instagram because Instagram's connected with Facebook, so they will immediately go on there. But I have just been treated so rudely the last few days about me asking people. I made the comment on Instagram. I said, "Yeah, you can come see me if you want." I said, "I'll let you buy me a cup of coffee," and it was all in humor. And I'm going to say this, but I don't know this, and I don't want to go political, but it just seems like no one has any damn humor anymore. And I thought, I have never asked anyone to buy me coffee in my entire life. If I can't afford coffee on my own, I don't go. I don't know if I'm going to move. I don't have any clue. I know right now in the state that I'm in with the anxiety, that I'm not going to make any kind of decision right now. And then I had someone, there was this video on Instagram, and it was about this Frenchman, and he was talking in his French dialect, and he said, "Oh, I live in New York," and you know how people in France, they just don't go up to you and go, "Oh, bonjour, I'm so glad to meet you," and blah 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 blah, and he was saying, "Oh, people in New York, they hit you in the head with their door when they walk out, and they don't say I'm sorry," and you go get coffee in New York. I'm not doing it exactly right. Or you go get coffee and you don't get coffee, you get a bucket, because we have the venti and Starbucks and stuff like that. So, it's just stuff like that. And I posted it on, pardon me, I have to go get Max. I'll be right back. Maxwell, darling, what can I do for you? There's nothing to do for you except to give you some water. And I'll give you some water if you want some water. There you go. I'm only going to be a few more minutes, I promise. I won't be much longer. Yeah, I won't be much longer. You can go outside and sit outside if you want. Sorry, guys, but I can't talk with him barking either. But so what I'm not going to do is make any decisions. But anyway, I put that on Facebook, and this lady said, why did you put this up here? And I thought it was funny. It's my page. I put it up there, and she said, "Well, it's not funny. It's defacing America." And I thought, people have been making fun of America for a long time. People make fun of France. People make fun of Canadians. I mean, it's just humor. And I certainly would never, I'm not even one of those YouTubers that says, "Please give me a cup of coffee. Please give me a cup of tea. Give me €5 and you get to, or $5 and you get to join a special society." I don't do any of that. I don't ask money from anyone. The only thing I ever ask for are subscriptions or to share. That's the only thing that I ever ask for. I never ask for money because, people just don't have a lot of money to give to someone else. And of course, everyone thinks, and this one guy came behind this other guy and said, "Yeah, all these influencers are asking for coffee and tea and they're rich." And I'm going, I am not rich. I am not rich. I have a pension, 2 pensions, sorry, and I have a Social Security, and I'm having to borrow money for the girlfriend's getaway. And that's why I said, no more. I'm not doing this anymore. I'd have to charge about $5,000 a person to be able to make sure that everything got done right, and my time and Barbara's time and all of that, and I'm not going to do it. So no more girlfriends get away from me. I am going to start something here in Fontainebleau, but I'll talk to you more about that in September and October. Um, so right, nobody forces anyway. But you know, sometimes influencers have at the bottom, if you want to give $5, and I'll give you special videos. Or if you want to give me a cup of tea, you can give me a cup of tea. Like last time I went on live, I don't know who this gentleman is, and bless his heart, I should remember his name. I think his name was Steve, and he gave me like 19 pounds or $19 or something like that. And I said, please don't give me any money. Not only that, YouTube takes a percentage of it, and then I get what's left over, and probably I'll get about $7. But you spend that on you, not me. I don't need your money. I'm okay on my money. I'm not poor. I go from paycheck to paycheck, but that's only because of me and my money expending. But I had been doing so well with my money, being able to go out and buy a few things here. But this girlfriend's getaway has just thrown me. And for me to have to go ask somebody to borrow money, oh my God, it just embarrassed me so much. So the business of me now, if I had 100,000 members, subscribers, or if I had 1 million subscribers, you bet I'd be making tons of money. Tons of money. And but I don't make that. I have 32,652 viewers. I don't even have 33, and hopefully by the end of October I'm going for 50,000. And I'm not whining. I absolutely am not whining. What I'm wanting to tell you tonight, and I have got to stop pointing. What I'm trying to tell you tonight is anxiety is real. And if you have anxiety and you have been around someone that has anxiety and you think, oh, well, they're just putting on, they're just nervous. No, it has something to do more than just being nervous. But the negative people are not what gave me anxiety. Please rest assured about that. They just came on during the time I was having anxiety, and it just ticked me off more. Usually they just roll off my back like a duck. Water off a duck, and I don't pay any attention to them because a lot of them are very ignorant to the fact of what's going on in this world of YouTube. Not a lot of people know. Thank you. Ask for olives, haha. Stress creates panic attack. Absolutely, absolutely. But I just wanted to tell you, and I wanted to make it very clear to all of you, I'm not getting off Facebook because of what that person said. I'm really just trying to get off Facebook because I don't have time to be scrolling through Facebook. If someone wants to really talk to me, they can email me at janiceinfrance@gmail.com. They can message me. They can go to Instagram. You know, there's all kind of different ways of getting hold of me. And another thing is I did not get upset with the man on Instagram because of what he said either. I thought it was a little ignorant, that he thought I asked for coffee. And I did say, you can always buy me a cup of coffee, and that's a bad thing with texting. You never know the intonation of their voice and how they meant it, and I was just kidding. And if anyone really knew me, they would know that I was just kidding, because I have never, ever come on this page, my YouTube page, or any other page begging for money, asking for money, or anything else. I've never asked for a cup of tea. I never asked for a cup of coffee or anything. That it was just stress that hit me wrong on the wrong day. But no, I'm kind of going to stay low on Facebook. I don't feel like I need to defend myself, if that makes any sense. I'm not going to take the time to defend myself. I don't need to. I've not done anything wrong, so I'm going to stay off Facebook, except to when I go on Instagram, Instagram automatically goes to Facebook, and it will just be a video or something I'm wearing or something I'm promoting or something like that. But I'm not doing Facebook anymore. Done, done, done. There's too many people on there that just want to nitpick, and I don't have time for that. I'm very positive. I love everyone. I try to stay very positive. Even when I've had the panic attacks, I've been very, oh, I have a little hair. I've been very positive, you know. So, you know, so I think knowing my daughter is going through some trauma about her dad when he died in 2012, and that's a long time for her to be going through this. In fact, she's going to have to, you know, work on that. And then I don't know if it's, I felt like I was a failure and I should be at home. And then all of a sudden I wanted to be at home. I wanted to see her more, not just once a year. And of course, when I start having grandkids, I don't know when that's going to be, 2 or 3 years down the road. I really do think I might move home because being a grandmother and, you know, I don't want to miss out on that experience. And honestly, I will tell you, for all of you people out there that have said to me, Janice, I would love to move to France, but I would miss my family too much. And I remember always thinking, oh my gosh, your family can come see you. No, I understand. I absolutely understand. Yes, you would miss your family, and yes, don't go. But remember, this YouTube channel is not about moving to France. It's about inspiration. I want to inspire you to do something different. I want to inspire you to go out of the box and do something that's different. I want to inspire you if you need to go back to school or if you need to up your wardrobe or just something that makes you feel better about yourself. That's what this YouTube is all about. It's not about whining. It's not about complaining. It's not about begging. It's not about making you move to France or wanting you to move to France, because honest to goodness, it's a pain in the butt here. The people are wonderful. I love it here, but the bureaucracy is a pain in the patooski. So, okay, Linda, you have had extreme anxiety. Will you understand? Well, pack off. You're going to be put in timeout for 24 hours, so hopefully you won't be back. And so anyway, that's what I wanted to come on tonight and tell you. It's just I've been really sad since Sunday. Well, Monday, sorry. Sunday I found out about my daughter, and I don't know if it flowed over into Monday, but I've been doing Pilates every day. I've been eating very healthy every day. To keep me from having a blood sugar thing, I went and bought some little protein bars, just some very tiny ones. And this morning I had one by my bed. So when I woke up, before my feet ever hit the bed, before my feet ever hit the floor, I had a protein bar. Now I used to be like that. Oh my God, like 10 years ago, I used to have to eat every morning. I would have to eat yogurt or cottage cheese or something in the morning. And now, you know, I usually don't eat till like 11, and I have coffee first thing in the morning. And I have coffee, and then I do my medicine, and then I eat later on because I'm busy. So now I protein in the morning, salad for lunch, and then something larger, or either something larger around 2 and salad. So I'm going to start taking better care of myself. Thank you, darling, for following me. Come to Rwanda. You're safe here. The nature will make you grow younger. And you know, I've got a forest right down the street. I love going into the forest. Jason, you're going to be put on timeout for 24 hours. Everybody on social media is desperate for attention, but you still watch them. That's what kills me. People will say, I don't even like your content. Then don't watch. The lady was getting on to me the other day about my French. And she said, your French is so horrible. I would tell your French teacher, blah, 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 blah. And then she said, I don't even like your content. And I said, then don't watch. Why in the world would I watch somebody's YouTube channel for 45 minutes if I didn't like what they were talking about? Next. People are funny. Um, yeah, right. I agree with you, Mimi. I take the good with the bad. I've been doing some breathing exercises. Communicating can be exhausting. I realize that, but I'm telling you guys, I love YouTube. I love making videos. I love it. I am very passionate about it. In fact, I'm so far ahead. I'm about in the middle of June making videos. So I felt very comfortable taking this time off to take care of me. And so anyway, oh, thank you, darling. I appreciate that, Jelly. Uh, there's another one going on. Put user in timeout. I love that. Can you please reiterate some of the missed it? Moving girls trip, cup of coffee, Facebook. I'm not doing the girlfriend's getaway anymore. But what I will start doing in October, if you're in Paris or you coming to Paris for any reason, we're going to have like a just a girlfriend's hideaway. Maybe you'll call it that. I'll call it that. You just come to Fontainebleau. We'll go to the market. I'll show you around. We'll buy some veggies at the market. We'll all cook dinner together, have a little wine, have a little of this. Maybe we can go one day into Paris, but it's not going to be. I'm not taking money from you. You have to get your own Airbnb, or if maybe there's two of you that may want to get an Airbnb together. But a lot of people like their own place. I can get some good prices on hotels or Airbnb. I like hotels better, honestly. And hotels in Fontainebleau are high, except if you get on the back streets. On the back streets, they're not quite as high. Um, but I really want to do that because my whole goal has always been women together of like minds. Let's talk. Let's create something. Let's do something. Maybe we'll have a day that we go make pastries, or maybe we'll have a day that we cook together. Maybe that we have a day we just go to brunch together. But I want to do it in Fontainebleau. I don't want to run all over Paris. And if you do need a guide or a tour, I have several that I can give you names of. Edith Belleville is so good. She's gone to college. She knows how to do this. Barbara's also very good. You know, there are a lot of tourists, but I'm just not a tourist. Um, but I would love for people to come to Fontainebleau and to just, I'll call it a girlfriend's hideaway. We get to hide away from the world and we get to talk about stuff that we don't normally talk about. And, you know, we can talk about men or uh, our friends. And that's another thing. Oh, that's another thing that kind of set me off. Last week, there was a friend of mine that had been very, very toxic to me and very abusive. And I'm the kind of woman, no, it's not about the negative comments. But anyway, uh, I had to stop being friends with her because she was so toxic, so very toxic. Um, you know, I went to her house one time and I didn't agree with what she was talking about. And she said, "Oh, you're just annoying me." You know, I'm so sorry. I have like a little cold also, I think. And she said, "Well, you're just annoying me. Go home." And I thought, God, that's horrible. That's rude. And then I I didn't think, I'm going to try to focus this a little bit better. I didn't think much about it. And then I thought, that was rude. But okay. So then the second time it happened, and then she would text me all this stuff about, well, we're going to do this and I'm going to do this. And you weren't very good a friend to this. And I thought, I don't have to take this. So that may have been a little bit of it incoming. I don't know. People that have panic attacks can't put their pen on their little finger and go, oh, that's the reason. Because if that was the reason, we would take care of it. I think a lot of it was a buildup of my daughter missing my daughter, stress with the money, stress with the girlfriend's trip, things like that. That's what I think. So the last 2 days, I've been taking care of myself, and I hope you understand. Now, remember, we're not going to. All YouTube people are money seekers. Oh, that's hysterical. Hysterical. Money seekers. You know what? I'm going to take you guys behind the scenes one day and let you see what it takes to do a YouTube. And remember, I have to pay Mary Grace for editing, you know. So, YouTube people are money seekers. Yeah, if I had 100 million, if I had 1 million followers, I'd be making the money. I really would be. But at 32,000, no, I'm not. And Elder Gal makes a tremendous amount of money. I was so very proud of her because she needs it, honestly, because she's doing this trip and she needs every dime because she's been sick. She's got now a bad tooth. She needs every bit of money she can get. Thank you from Israel. I know I just have to be me. So many people have sworn off Facebook. Yep. YouTube is a content creator, some of whom are lucky to make it their job and income. I make it my job. And what I have really tried to do is whatever money I make, little, but whatever money I make, it pays for Mary Grace. So I don't have to take that out of my, my budget, so that I don't have to mess with my money. And that's the only thing that I do. It's not like I'm going to get rich. I'm not. I'm just not. Even if I got up to 50,000, that isn't going to make me rich. Trust me. You need to go on YouTube and find out what people really make. Unless they have 1 million subscribers and they have a lot of collaborators and they have, dozens and dozens of people and they have, what do you call those? They have a team behind them and all of that. There's no team. There's me, Grace, Max. That's the team. And if you see me making a video, it's me making it. Nobody's behind there taking videos for me. Every once in a while, my friend Beverly, she'll do a little bit for me. But no, I do it myself. Well, I'm sorry that you think you're stupid for watching all of us. And if you do, don't watch us, darling. Oh, thank you. I love you so much too. My dad passed away in 12 and I never experienced such pain in my life. I'm not sure I can ever pass this trauma. The thing about it is my daughter didn't show any pain. She didn't show any trauma. She didn't show anything. And now I think it's really hitting her hard. There's a huge amount of negative folks in the world and social media can be a horror show. How long have you been abroad? 3 years. I love my life in France. I really do. Thank you. Tu parles français. I even said that right. Tu parles français. Bonjour, Janice. Oh, David. David, I was in Saint-Germain the other day, and they had a street. Was the last name Dubois? Dubois. Did you know that? We have bureaucracy here in the States, too. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But because, I grew up in the States and was a citizen of the States, I didn't go through that bureaucracy. So the only bureaucracy I know is the one right here. Janice, do you feel more positive about this once the girls' getaway is? Yes. Yes. Once that's gone, yes. Yes. If I can afford it and I don't have to borrow any more money to get through this, yes. Because like one lady's room cost $1,200. Now with a currency converter, it's going to cost $1,500. That money comes out of my pocket. I would love to email her and say, I really do need an additional $300 for your room, but because of the money conversion, because I don't have the money for it. But I just think that's a bad way to do business. And the first time coming out, I don't want to put a bad name out there about Janice. I'll just grin and bear it and hope I can do it, and I want to do I am going to do that. You can see that I'm in my bedroom. I'm not in the living room. I'm in here, and I just want to, uh, honey, I don't know anything about the Monaco race this Sunday. Thank you for loving my hair. I understand panic attacks. I had to call an ambulance for my daughter one time. Stress is a lot with, oh, yes. Especially for the young people. I know my daughter has stopped altogether. I think she does TikTok sometimes, but I don't, she does not do Facebook. I know that. No, she doesn't do TikTok. She does Instagram. She only does Instagram, and mostly it's me and a friend of hers that had a baby, but she stays off it too. Um, tu parles français? I am here. I will always be here. Panic attacks are real. I went to the hospital thinking I was, oh, yeah, absolutely. My heart was pounding. But the bad thing for me is I was trying to get food in me, and I was on the street trying to get to the bus, and I was standing at the bus stop, and I thought, oh my God, I'm either going to fall out, panic, pass out, or I'm going to throw up, one or the other, because I was trying to get this food in me. And so I really don't know whether it was a panic attack or whether it was low blood sugar that caused the panic attack. I think it was a panic attack. But I remember when I got home, I laid my head on 2 or 3 pillows and I turned on my fan and I was just sweating. So it was a full blown panic attack. And I'm telling you, I won't be on Facebook anymore. I will be on Instagram because Instagram is really a connection to my YouTube because that's what I'm trying to build. I'm not trying to build an audience on Facebook. Now, I will tell you, many of the lovely women on Facebook were some of the very first that really sponsored and uh, uh, talked up and shared and subscribed to my channels, and I am so blessed with them, and they know exactly who they are, and I appreciate them. But there's so many people now that have so many different opinions, and that's okay. Everybody should have an opinion, but I'm just not going to do Facebook anymore. I'm not going to answer questions or anything like that. And if I do Facebook and watch something silly on it, I don't have to I don't have to, comment or anything. Love your content. You're so real. We love you. I really enjoy your content. Self-care is an act of love. Yes, it is. No, it isn't all bad, and they want to connect, but only connect on a positive way, not negative. That's not a way to connect. I'm trying to write a book, so I think I'm going to focus on that. How to be in the world, but not of the world. I like that. That's good. Box breathing tube. Never heard of that, but I'm going to look it up. I love you, Janice. I just love your personality. You're so sweet, all of you. No, I don't know of a good, safe hotel in Paris except for the one by Gare de Lyon. And there's one called The Citizen and one called Mercure, Mercure. And they're in a great spot, really a great spot. They're right there by the metro. They're right there by El Cite, this where they split off, the different branches split off, and it's great. And it's close to the train. You can come to Fontainebleau and see me, but don't buy me a cup of coffee. I think the getaway wasn't really more than what I could. Well, maybe it was. Maybe I did bite off more than I could chew. I just thought I wanted to do it because I wanted people to be able to afford to come to Paris. It's expensive, the plane and getting around and the hotel and all that. I just wanted people to be able to experience it and afford it. But I didn't know it was going to cost me money. And that, I thought I had got all the numbers down and everything and priced it correctly, but I should have gone up on my price about $1,000. I should have taken in account, other things that could have happened, but that's an awful lot for $3,500, to charge someone to come to Paris when they can come to Paris on their own and get their own, do their own, what are their walking tours and stuff like that. But anyway, I've learned, not going to do it again, but I will be doing something during Christmas, and I will be doing something in October. So has a little bit to do with just being here in Fontainebleau. And then we can get the training going to Paris for a day. But it is not something that I'm going to take you around Paris and show you around Paris. I can give you itineraries and that kind of thing. But no, and you won't be paying me any money. I'm not making any money off of it either. But see, I had well, I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. You've got choose your friends. You're very beautiful. Thank you. Miss YouTubers. Most YouTubers make little money. Yeah. I was very surprised um, when Elder Gal put up with the money that she made. When she said $1,400, I went, $1,400? That's fabulous. Oh my God. I wish I could make $1,400. I need to talk to her and find out what her trick is. You can support me on YouTube. All you have to do is subscribe. That's it, honey. And share a few videos that you find that are, Janice, why did I move to France? Oh, you got to go back to my YouTubes and look at that. I can't go into that. I'm from Georgia. What will happen to Getaway's down payments? Well, the last one is May 22nd. Nobody else has put a down payment on it that hasn't come through, that hasn't been taken care of. Nobody's not getting their money's worth. There was only 3 people, 2 people June 8th through the 14th, and then 1 person June 22nd. So, and then after June 22nd, it's all over with. Can you have a timeout button? Yes, you can, darling. All right. Oh, Elizabeth, I'm so sorry. Thank you for my nails. It is. I love that, Rick, having to pick our poison, but not going to. Pardon me. I think I have a cold. Goodness gracious. But anyway, I wanted to remind you that we have the little meeting, Wisdom and Wellness. We're not having it this Sunday night, but we're having it next Sunday night because this Sunday is Memorial Day, where we get to tell our soldiers thank you so very much. From Vietnam, from World War II, World War II, and World War I, because I'm sure there's some ancestors from that, and Korea, and, you know, even the ones that are right there now, and Iran and Iraq, you know, the ones that are right there now, and to tell them thank you and that we appreciate them. All right. Oh, thanks, Babs. Yeah, I don't know what happened to her. She just went away. Can't get a hold of her. Thank you. I tried to, honey. I tried to, Bobby. Yeah, but I had this girlfriend's getaway. Remember, I've got an issue with my visa because I went and had my fingerprints done and then they lost it. And now they say I have to do it all over again. So I can't just hop on a plane and go see my kid. And maybe that's another thing that kind of got me down. You know, I'm having to pay out an attorney. Just a lot of stuff right now. Just a lot of stuff. Yeah, hit the like button if you don't mind. That would help too. And say hi. Sophia Justice, well, email me at janiceandfrance at gmail.com and let me know who you are and we'll follow you. All right, guys, it's 9:50. I think I have rattled on enough. I think you've got the story. Panic attack, self-care, going off Facebook, staying on Instagram, and doing my YouTubes, and just having some fun stuff. And if you would give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And thank you so very much for your kindness. And my moderator was away tonight, but I knew she was going to be away. She let me know. But you all did great. Thank you so very much. And if you're in my Wisdom and Wellness class, I'll see you next Sunday night. And if you want to be in my Wisdom and Wellness class, it's just a class we just talk about different things. We don't have really one set thing. I try not to talk about France. I really try not to talk about France. I just want to talk about us. That kind of thing. So anyway, Thank you so much for listening. I know I'm kind of tilting because my camera is tilting also. I've only bought 4,000 tripods, so I need to have to work on this one tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me, and as always, I love you. Au revoir. And if you have any questions, all you have to do is put it down in the comment, and if I can't answer it in the comment, I'll ask you to email me. Take care, guys. Ciao. Thank you for letting me vent. Bye.